Yeah, so we'll start working with a few more components today. The first component that I'm going to talk about is the related list component. We have used a related list as an attribute. Just give me 1 second, let me show an example. Let me take the ID. Okay, so this is what my detail component is doing. It's bringing in the details, and because I've made a related list equals false, I don't get to see the related lists. Fine, that's being controlled through that attribute. What if I want to display one of the related list? If I want to display all of them, then I can simply go ahead and make this true. Then it will display all the related lists. But what if I just want to show one of the related lists? Okay, then what do I do? So in that case, there's another component which is called apex related list, which we can use. I'll create another page for this because we might not have enough records under the contact related list. So let's create a page for account. So this time again standard controller equals account. Now this is a page for account. Apex page block. Calculate all details. Apex page block section. Let's say. Details equals false, and here I use a component apex detail component with related list equals false. To see the effect, we will get an ID and a record. Question mark ID equals this. Okay. So we have created a page again. It's pretty similar to the previous page. Now in this page, I'm just displaying the detail of the record. Do you notice one thing, that the entire detail has come only in half of the page and half of the page is just blank? There is nothing here. You see this area? Nothing is happening in this area. The reason is that a page block section component that we use, apex detail has been put inside page block section. Page block section by default has two columns. By default it has two columns. Okay, now apex detail has got into the first column. That's the reason why it is being displayed only in the first column. So by default it has two columns. this side and this side. So my apex detail has got into the first column, it has not got into the second column. So that's the reason why I just see the entire detail thing appearing in the left hand side. Okay, how do you overcome this? All that you have to do is you just have to change the number of columns for your apex page block section to 1. By default it has 2, but if you want you can make it 1 column. So if you make it 1 column, then all these details will be displayed here. Just give me one quick second, I'll just be back. 1 second. All right. Yep. That. So if you make it columns equals 1, now you get to see the data or the information spread in the entire page. It's not just appearing in half of the page, right? Okay. Now the next thing that I wanted to do is I just wanted to bring in one related list. I've made related list equals false, which has removed all the related list from here. I just want to bring in one related list here. How will I do that? So I will use another component which is called apex related list. So before that, let me create one more page block section. Let's say I just want to show the contacts related list. Collapsible equals false will help me remove the collapsible thing. Number of columns I can make 1, and I can say apex related list. Okay, so if you're using the related list component, you'll have to give one more attribute called list. In this list attribute, you will mention which list you want to display. So if you want to display contacts, you should say contacts. Now, if you see, you have uh, the details of that account record and only one related list appearing. Out of all the related list, the one that you want to show, you can show that one. Fine. So this related list component will help you display a particular related list, whichever you want. So if you want to be selective about which related list to be displayed on a Visualforce page, then you can use the related list component. All right. This is one approach. Then definitely if you want to add one more related list, you can copy and put it here, something like this. And let's say you want to make it for opportunities. Okay. Correct. So this is how it's going to work. Now the next thing that I need to do is I just need to uh, create one more section for related list. See, now I have two related lists. I have displayed them like this. Okay, one after the other. Why? What I if I want them to be displayed one beside the other? How will that happen? Okay. Now let me create a page block section let's say I want to display 2 or 3 related lists inside this page block section, and I want to put them adjacent to each other. So I can just put a title to this, let's say related lists, and say collapsible equals false. Number of columns, I'll make 3 in this case. So I'm just trying to utilize the column attribute here. And then I can say related list equals contacts, opportunities, cases. Got it? Now because I've made it 3 columns, all these 3 things appear in the same uh, page block section, and they appear parallel to each other. Uh, what I can do is, if I feel that no, the space is not enough here, let me just go and remove the sidebar. How do we remove the sidebar? Sidebar is an attribute of the page component, fx page component. So just go and make it false. That's how it will work. Right. So this is about using the related list component and how we are using it, and we have also seen how we can use the column attribute of the apex page block section component. Right. Okay. So now we will do a small activity. You have seen this page, right? Okay. You guys have seen this page. Now what I want you to do is, I just want you to design this same kind of a page with the same attributes and everything, with same components. Okay, so I want you to design the page till here, the page block section with 3 related lists. This is what I want you to design. Okay, so small activity, we will do it right now. So just log in into your developer orgs quickly. For Shubham, don't use this series of page name. You can use any other page name, but don't use this particular series, because this is what I will be using for demonstrating my examples. All right. So can we quickly do this? The same page, I am displaying the page here. I want you to try doing it without looking into the code. After 5 minutes, I'll display the code also. So try to reach as much as possible without looking into the code.
Okay, sure. Doing it for me.
Fine. While you're writing this particular line, apex related list, and then you're writing the name of the list here. What do you write here? Contacts or contact? What is the name of the list that you're gonna write? That's what my question is. Should it be contact or contacts?
It will be the object name contact.
But we have written contacts, and you try writing contacts and see if it works. Contact is not a valid child relationship name. So there is no related list called contact. So what is the connection? Why is it contacts? Object name is contact, but I am writing contacts. Object name is opportunity, whereas I am writing opportunities here. Object name is case, I am writing cases here. What is the logic behind that? So this is, that's the reason why I want you guys to do activities also, because just looking at the code being written is one thing, and when you try to write it, you will come across these questions. Correct? Now, what is the logic behind using contacts? Why not contact? This is very simple. This comes from our relationship name. See, this is a related list, right? Contact is a related list of account, which means there is a relationship between account and contact. Correct? Now, if there is a relationship is created in Salesforce through a relationship field. So if account and contact are related, there must be a relationship field which is connecting both these objects. And this field is going to be on account object or on contact object. Account contact relationship field will be on which object? On account or on contact? Anyone?
It,
Account contact relationship will be on which object? Account or contact?
it will be an account object.
It will be an account object. Why? Is there a field called contact on the account object?
No.
No. There's a field called account on the contact object, right? So the field is on the child
Sorry,
object
sorry,
always.
sorry. It will be on the contact object.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So in case you guys want, you should be able to spend some time on brushing up your skills on the data model stuff also, object relationships, work a little on these things also, because whenever we are going to work on the visual force or apex, we are going to deal with these fields, objects and all these things, so you need to understand these things a little more better. So if you feel, you guys can spend a little time on that as well. Okay. So now the relationship which we are talking about between account and contact is a field which is created on the contact object. Okay. So this, what name you have to put here, this also you will get from that field. So all that you have to do is go to setup. Let's say I do not know. You are confused that whether I should write contact or contacts. Okay. How will you figure out? Where will you figure out? Account and contact is a simple one. I told you contacts, you have written contacts, that's good. But think about some other object where you do not know. Then what will you do? All that you have to do is just go to that particular relationship field and pick the relationship name. So you just need to go to contact. Where is contact? Contact fields. In this, there will be a field called account. Yes. See, this is the relationship field, lookup field. Click on this field and you will get to see the child relationship name. This is what you have to use. Actually, I've taken contract. You was supposed to go to contact. Where is contact? Contact is here. Yeah. So here also the same field is there. This is the child relationship name. Okay. So that list equals to the child relationship name. Got it? So you should go and check the list name and then put it there. All right. Simple. Now, let's do one more example. I'll just do one more example with a related list only. And here we are going to use one more component, which is called the apex tabs. So we did that previous page, in that page we saw that we are able to display the related list in two ways. One uh, way we took was display the first related list and display the second related list. Alright, that will make my page a little lengthier. The second approach that we saw was we tried to fit in all those related lists in the same section parallel to each other, but that ways we saw that it was taking too much of space and I needed to scroll to the right. Right. Now we'll try and create one more layout where we will create tabs for each related list. So that the end user is able to click on the tab to see that particular related list. The end user does not have to really go into creating this thing. The end user does not have to go into scrolling towards right or scrolling down to see the data. You can just click on the tab and see the data. So let's do that. We'll do this example again for account. Standard controller account. Space block. Title equals account details with tabs. Whatever title you want to put. Let's put tabs. Okay. Now, first thing that I have to do is I have to create the tabs and then I will put the related list or the detail component inside the tab. Right. First is my layout. So I should create the tabs first. So for bringing in the tabs, there is a component which is called Apex Tab Panel. Okay. So you should be using the Apex Tab Panel component. And you should just uh, yeah. So we are using the Apex Tab Panel component, and then you should just create the tabs inside the tab panel. But this tab panel will create a panel on which you can create the tabs. Inside this tab panel, you can go ahead and create your tabs. Apex tab, label of the tab can be details. And inside this tab, I can put Apex detail component. See, so it has created a tab and name of the tab I have given, or the label of the tab rather, uh, is details. This is what I have labeled the tab. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do is uh, what do I want to display inside that tab that I can put here. So when I put a detail component, this will bring all the details of that record in this tab. Let me take the ID, question mark ID equals, put the ID here, press enter. That's it. Let me make the related list equals false. So that I don't get to see the related list here. Right. So the related list equal false is Working fine here. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is going to create one more tab. So this is the first tab. I will create another tab, and this time I'll label it contacts. And inside this tab, I will display the contact related list. Apex related list name equals contacts. Okay. See, now we have created the second tab here. The first one was details, second is contacts. All right. The same way, I can create one more tab. So you have to basically, first of all, you try and understand the layout also. So first thing that you have done is created the tab panel. Okay. So this tab panel starts at line 3 and it's ending at line 11. In between the tab panel, it starts here, ends here. In between the tab panel, all that you have to do is you just have to start the tab, close the tab. Between the tab, you have to put whatever content you want to display inside the tab. As simple as that. So create the tab panel. Inside the tab panel, create the tab. That's it. Right. Now the next thing that we have to do is create another tab. So when this tab ends, you can create the third tab, which can be for opportunities. Put the label here. Label is whatever you want to display on the tab, and inside the tab, just go and use the related list component. List equals opportunities. And then same way, text tab, label, this is Apex related list equals cases. See, details, contacts, opportunities, cases, everything is there. Correct. If you want to, increase the width of the tab, now it's a small tab. You can just go to the tab component, and there is an attribute called label width. You can make it, let's say, 250 pixel. Okay, 250, or you can make it 25% also. Yes. Percentage is not allowed. You have to make it 250. Yeah. So you have to define it in terms of pixels. So let me make all the tabs as 250 pixels. Just that it's an attribute again on the Apex tab component. Right. So that is it. Basically, this is how it works. This is how your tabs can be created. And once you're done with the tab part, once you've created the tabs, so it's pretty simple. All that you have to do is you just put the tab panel, put the tabs, and what content you want to put inside each tab that you have to put. That's it. Just everything is pretty similar to the way we were working with the page block section, right? Now, once you've done this, there is a small thing that you would be noticing, or if you have not noticed, you might notice now. When you click on one tab and then you try to switch to the other tab, you see there is this entire page is being loaded. Okay, it's a very important concept. So whenever you have a tab kind of a concept, when you are on one particular tab and then you try to switch to the other tab, you see the full page is getting loaded. How will you notice that? You can just have a look here. Keep on looking here. I will change the tab. You will see that full page is being loaded, right? Full page is being refreshed. But do we really need that? Do we actually need a full page refresh? The answer is no, because rest everything on the page remains same. The sidebar is same, this tab panel is same, the header is same. So nothing is actually changing. It's the same page. The only thing that needs to be updated is this particular area, the tab wala section, right? Just everything is going to be same. Nothing else needs to be changed or updated or refreshed, right? So unnecessary the entire page is getting reloaded, and as a result the end user will not have a very pleasant experience, because the end user is just gonna click on this and then gonna wait for the page to get loaded, so which does not work efficiently for the end user. Then what is the solution to this? This is the challenge. What's going to be the solution for it? The solution is pretty simple. You just have to go to the tab panel, and in the tab panel there is an attribute which is called switch type, and you have to say switch type equals Ajax. That's it. Now, the moment you have made switch type equals Ajax, now when you are changing the tab, the complete page is not getting loaded. As a result, this has become a lot more faster. So your tabs have become more efficient now. You see this? Sorry. Let me know if there is any question or doubt here. The switch type equals Ajax, you have got it. So this is a basic concept in web designing also, Ajax, where we talk about partial page refresh. So instead of refreshing the full page, what we try to do is we try to refresh the uh, small section of the page. So that's what this thing will do. So here you don't have to do much about it. All that you have to do is you just have to make switch type equals Ajax, and this will automatically do the partial refreshes. So now moment you click on a tab, the entire page is not getting refreshed, only this section, whatever is required, that's being refreshed, right? Okay, so